Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. Types of organization. We are going to enter types of organization. First one is line organization. Second one is staff organization. Line, staff, which already covered in the HRM. The same links are given in the playlist of the principles of management. Okay, you can follow that because I covered in a depth. Now third type of organization, that is functional organization. What is this functional organization? Every organization, they have to be very careful about handling the things. In functional organization, if we have one product to be developed, one product is to be developed, then in that case different functions, different areas are identified. They have given different responsibility and they have to work and they have to focus on that particular area only, on that particular, that is called as functional organization. Functional organization, for example, you can take we have organization, we want to produce one product. For that product different departments are there, identified: finance department, marketing department, HR department, production department, like different departments identified. All these different departments which are working for the organization goals only in different functions. Each department is having their own function. Like if you take production department, their function is to produce the product in a effective and quality wise, where you can reduce the cost also in that way. What is the function of finance department? Accumulating the funds and utilizing the funds in a proper way, so that minimum wastage, minimum expenses it can be in that way. Like different departments are having different functions. All the departments different functions you are providing, you are assigning, you are identifying the activities and assigning the work to the different departments. That is we say it as functional organization. I have written something, so let's see what is this. The organization is divided into different number of functional areas. Organization is divided into different number of functional areas. Each department is managed by functional expert. Each department, like finance department is managed by expert, finance expert, HR, marketing, like each department is managed by functional expert in that area. He is expert in that area. All the activities are grouped together according to functions. All the activities are grouped together according to functions, like different functions: production, marketing, finance, etc., etc. All these functions are put under the charge of different persons. These departments are put under the charge of different persons, means different heads: finance head, marketing head, HR head, production head, like different heads are there. Means each function, each department is given to particular person, particular authority, so that they are responsible for that. But expertise only, who are experts in that particular field, they'll be given in chargeship. So this is functional organization. If you understand the main concept of this, it will be easy to understand the entire concept. Basic, you need to be very careful. Did you understand the basic in 2 lines? Yes. Now we'll see the features. Features of functional organization. 4 features are the simple features. One is the whole task of the organization is divided into different functions. The whole task of the organization is divided into different functions. Like just now we said, finance function, marketing function, production function, like entire activities are divided into different functions, different areas, different parts, you can say in simple words. Okay. And second feature is each function is performed by a specialist. Each function, each department is managed and handled by a specialist who's having the authority, who's having the command, who is the head of the head of that function, and he'll be given at the same time responsibility also. So this is the second feature. Then after that, the functional head is in charge of the activities. He'll give an authority and he'll be given in chargeship also. Functional head is the in charge of all the activities. Next, functional heads operate with considerable independence. Functional heads operate with considerable independence. It means they are given liberty. They can handle the things, they can take the decisions to some extent. If it is a crucial and typical, which is a turning point to the organization, they need to consult the company CEOs or company managing directors. Otherwise, they have liberty to some extent to take the things or to take the decisions, to handle the things, to handle the situation. They have some liberty. These are the main four features. Once again, so the whole task of the organization divided into different functions, like department wise. Each function is performed by a specialist, function head. The function head is the in charge of all the activities. Here we have identified specialist and he'll be given in charge. Then lastly, he is having some liberty to handle the things. That is, function head operate with considerable independence. Four features. If you understand this, then we can go for advantages and disadvantages. Advantages. Total 8 advantages are there. One is specialization, because in functional areas, different functions, different departments we are identifying, and different experts of that particular field we are appointing, and we are giving authority and at the same time responsibility. Means it means they are specialized. If they are specialized in that area, we need not to worry about that particular area. That particular department need not to worry, because he is a specialized. He is expertised. He is having good knowledge. He is having the skills. He is having good experience. So that specialization is possible in functional organization. And also increase efficiency. In functional organization, we are identifying different heads, but that heads are appointing the rest of the employees, and rest of the employees are trained with that expertised head. There is a possibility of increasing the efficiency because head is specialized. Head. Okay. This is the head. He is expertised. Under his guidance, when others who are working in that particular department, who are trained, means there will be efficiency in the entire department. Right? Next, scope for growth. Everything systematically going. We are planned very well. We are given authority. We are taking the things in a proper considered way. Activities are also controlled. Then automatically there is a scope for growth. Flexibility is also there. Heads are given. They got the authority, but to some extent, whenever things are changing, they have they are given some related time, and they are given some kind of flexibility to take the things in a proper way. Flexibility, suppose say right now the situation is not going well, make the things to be according to the situation, change it. That kind of flexibility is also there. When flexibility is there, we can do the things according to the situation. And also relief to top executives. Top executives means CEOs, managing directors. They need not to worry much because functional heads are there. Heads are appointed who are expertise in that particular area. So the company MDs and company managing directors and CEOs, they can get some relax. They can relax by themselves because heads are there. They are going to take care. Just handle them smoothly. Smartly you can talk to them, and things to be done in a quick way and easy way also. Economy of operations. When you are making some persons responsible, heads, to be handle the things, then definitely there may be some kind of cost, but if you see the result point of view, the cost is nothing. The result you are going to get is always wonderful. So according to that, this is, you can say it as economy in operations. Need not to worry. And better supervision. Heads are there, so they are going to handle the entire department. Entire When department is handled, automatically organization is under control. So supervision also you can expect. And democratic control. They are having the authority, but to some extent, so they have the liberty to take the decisions. Democratic, that control is there. These are the main advantages of handling this functional organization. Advantages are there. There are some disadvantages also, you can say. Disadvantages, first point, conflict in authority. Here authority is divided into many people. Authority is divided. It means We are not following the no unity of command. Unity of command principle, we are not following. Authority is divided to different heads. When authority is divided, then everyone is having their own style to handle the things. Then what automatically what happens? It may not be going towards the objectives of the organization. One person is saying one thing, another person is going in his own way. There is a possibility that could be a disadvantage. If this is not going to happen, like everyone is good, everyone is going in a proper way, then this won't be a disadvantage. Okay. And next one, lack of coordination. If the heads are not having the proper coordination, like different heads are there, finance head is there, and in the same way production head, uh, sales head, the same way purchase head. What else you can take? Finance, production, sales, purchase, marketing, HR. Different heads are there. All these heads are having some kind of ego. Then what happens? There's no coordination at all. If everyone is cooperative, then this is the best one, functional organization. But if the people are having ego, if the people are having ego, what is superior quality and dominating nature, then automatically this won't be going to work out. That is why we say it as a lack of coordination. Coordination is not there, and also there is a disadvantage, difficulty in fixing responsibility. It's very difficult. Of course, finance department head we have decided, and under the head there are many people who are working under this department. So taking them everyone in a proper way means efficient employees substituting in the same place, that is very difficult also. In such cases, head cannot do anything. Alone head is not responsible. Alone head cannot handle the things. Entire team is to be cooperative. Entire team is to be expertise. If that is not going to happen, this will be disadvantage. And also delay in taking decisions. Why decisions are delayed? Because work is divided into different ways. All have to be alert and they have to be expertise in taking the decisions. Some people may not be. Some people are depending on the subordinates to get the information from the subordinates to this boss, and boss has to consult the next CEOs or managing directors. If this is going on, then there will be delay in taking the decisions. And sometimes, you need to be very careful while taking the decisions. Spontaneous decisions also to be taken. Do they have the liberty? Can they take the decisions in a proper way? Important point. In such cases, there will be a disadvantages that delay in taking the decisions, and also poor discipline. If people are, all the departments are not efficient, one or two departments are lacking this discipline, automatically it's gone, isn't it? So the discipline is important. If discipline is not there, it's not going to work out. Expensive also, because we are appointing all the expertise in that particular department. If this expertise team are or who are having the skills of the organization, this team is not going to work out. Show put up is good, but efficiency is not there, not working, then it is expensive, useless, isn't it? This could be a disadvantage. And last one, group rivalries. Group rivalries, everywhere it is there. Any organization, small organization to big organization, everywhere. Suppose a finance head is feeling that I'm the head of the organization, I'm handling everything, finance is in my hand, whereas HR is having his own policies. Like, there will be a possibility of group rivalries. If this is going to happen, then no use. Small disadvantages. Assuming that if this is not going to work out, if these kind of things are there, then this will become a failure. Okay. So that's all we discussed about this functional organization. Am I clear about this? Only concept you understand, features, then automatically advantage and disadvantage, that's not a problem at all. You can write in your own way also. If you are writing advantages, specialization, just 2 to 3 lines are enough. If you get spontaneously any kind of thought, give the example also, right? In that way, it's very easy. Stay connected and take the screenshot. In the coming classes, I'll cover up more topics. Don't forget to share this video. Good luck. Screenshot you can take now.